Hey there, YouTubes. This is Grimweird coming back at you with more MC Eternal mod pack playthrough action for Minecraft 1.12.2. And we're going to pick right up where we left off last time, playing with identifying spells. So one thing I did do was I replanted my Astral Sorcery tree farm here. So we got that going on. Because 12,000 rubber wood is not enough. But anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at what we've accomplished with these spells. Basically, I've gone through and I've identified all my novice spells. So we got Magic Missile, which is a freebie. Then we've got Ignite and Freeze and Snowball and Arc, Thunderbolt, Summon Zombie, Snare, Dart, Muffle, Conjure Block, Mine, Leap, Mind Trick, Smoke Bomb, Heal, Telekinesis, Light, and Ward. Some of these were a bit tricky. The hardest one to figure out what it was, and I actually had to look up a list and see which novice spell I was missing, was Telekinesis. So, do I still have it on here? Yeah, so... So a lot of these you can click on the ground or click in the air or click on a block or click on a monster and eventually you'll get it. But some of the different ones like Telekinesis. So what this does is if I toss my glider, so basically it only works if to bring an item to you. So you got to do like a loose item in the world. Or it will also right-click on something. So I hadn't thought to click on a loose item or something right-clickable. And that would probably be one of the last things I would check. So that's what it took to identify Telekinesis. So that one took me a while. Some of the other ones weren't too bad. I intentionally I knew there was going to be a heal spell, so I intentionally was missing some health by jumping off a building. So that wasn't too bad. Most of these were doable by targeting the ground near me or targeting a hostile monster. I got Summon Zombie, and that was like the third or fourth one, and that was handy because the first ones I went out and like had to find some mousies, mobs, little Red Witch Doctor types to fight, and I wasn't sure, what I was doing with them. So we're going to leave Summon Zombie on there just to give ourselves something to shoot at and try other spells on. But let's go ahead and reload this. So now we're going to try and learn some apprentice ones. And I'm not going to show all of them to you. I just want to show you a bit about what we go through here. So now we're going to go over to my apprentice box. There's a lot more apprentice ones. And we're going to load the first 4 in addition with Summon Zombie. So we're going to go like that. And then hit check. And now we've got Summon Zombie and 4 new mystery spells. We're going to do that. And we're going to put them back. And once we figure out what's in here and what we like and what our favorites are, and then we're going to sleep, we'll have a best of box with these spells that I actually use a bunch of. The Master Wand seems to be working fine. I don't seem to need to level it up or do anything to it or unlock anything more. So I think if you get a bunch of dropped Master Wands from your mob farm, you're good to go. So that's cool. So let's go to the first one. The zombies don't last long, so we're gonna click a block in front of me. Fireball. There we go. That was easy to figure out. Click another block. Flame Ray. That was easy to figure out. So these are like targeting areas, so that's cool. Next one. Firebomb. I'm sensing a theme here. And Fire Sigil, which I assume is some sort of trap. We've got a... oops. Wonder if you can remove it by shift right clicking on it or something. I don't know. So underneath that we've got a snare as well. So we might have to break the blocks these are on to get rid of whatever that is. Or maybe it'll be there forever. At this point we're not sure. We'll have to look into that. Okay, so fire sigil, and that's it. Let's go take a look at snare and fire sigil to see what those actually do. Because I don't want to leave mystery things there that might cause problems. So snare left a little brown ring on the piece of dirt. Let's read that one. Sets a trap on the ground which damages and briefly slows creatures that trigger it. Very cool, and apparently it lasts forever. Okay, that's a little strange, but let's see. Fireball, Flame Ray, Fire Sigil. Let's read that one. Places a magical fire trap on the ground which damages and sets on fire the creature that triggers it. Maybe I need to try and get my zombie to trigger him? I don't know. Those are a little weird. I like them in theory, but I sort of dislike the fact that they're just in my way now. Maybe you can overwrite them with blocks? Nope. Maybe we can summon a zombie and have it trigger it? I think it's burning because it's daylight, not because of the sigil. Alright. Fireball! That's good fun. Fireball! I don't like setting things on fire necessarily, but I should say things like, you know, the world. Monsters? Sure, light them up. Alright, so these things are a little weird. We'll have to see if I can figure out how to get rid of those. But we have some more spells. So let's put that back up there. This is all fire. I'm sensing a theme. Didn't mean to break that garden really, but let's put that away. And let's grab the next books. So we're going to want one of these, and one of these, and one of these, and one of these. Throw them in there. Oh, and we're going to want our zombie again. In case we need something to shoot at. So since we're coming back to zombie over and over, we'll leave that there so I can find it quicker. Put those back. Trying to keep my hotbar down to a solid, normal number of things in case I spew my items everywhere again. So let's see. Hey, Frost Ray. Nice. Oh. So I'm betting this is a cold spell because it froze me. I think we're going to need a zombie here. Oops. Frost Ray. Whoa! Alrighty. Ooh, what did those drop? Blaze rods. I wish they had dropped blizz rods. I'd have been all for that. Alrighty, so this one's turning into a bit of a character. At the ground didn't seem to do it. It just froze me, and that the zombie didn't seem to do it. In the sky? No, that didn't do it. It froze me again. How about at the water? Aha! Summon a snow golem. I'm not sure why doing it at the water seemed to help, but... let's read. Let's check the other ones real quick. So let's shoot that. Ice shard. Cool. And... what's this one? Whoa! Firebolt. Alright. That is all of them. So we want to check out Summon Snow Golem and see why that one was sort of being weird to us. Creates a snow golem, blah blah blah. Well, maybe I was just clicking too close to my feet. I don't know. But that is cool. So let's do one more set, and then we will move on to something else. Because I don't want to spoil this for you, and I'm going to be doing this for like a couple hours, because I got all these guys to do, and then I got all the advanced ones to do as well. Lost track. Okay, so Ice Shard. So let's do one more set here. I need my Summon Zombie. And it probably helps if I put a wand in there. Alright. And let's just dump that in there for now. All right. Whoa, okay. These guys again. This dude's still here? Huh, wonder why he's still here. Well, that did him in. Well, I tell you, early game, failing at whatever this spell is would get you some early blaze rods. I'm going to have to make a note of what spell this is. Alright, so we've tried it on the air, we've tried it on my feet, I think. One more time. Oh, no, I didn't try it near my feet. Frost Sigil. I have another one of these things. Alright. It doesn't surprise me that it was a frost one, since it was giving me frost negative effects. I think that can be a clue for you sometimes, is that I think, I think the one that was blowing all of my stuff out of my inventory was like Telekinesis, etc. So off in the air, Lightning Ray. Yes, this is the one I wanted. I think, because I've got a Storm Mage wand, and I think things like Lightning Ray might do branch lightning and stuff. Let's do the next one. Spark Bomb. Sweet. Alright, so let's take a look at... oop, I missed one. I'm not sure what's going on there. Did we get all these? Oh no, we missed one. Where are you, mystery spell. There it is. Ice statue. I think that freezes things, maybe. I don't know what that does, but I like it. Ice is the other one I'm sort of considering doing, just because if there's an area effect slow or an area effect freeze, that would be super handy. Let's see, I wanted to look at lightning ray. Creates a stream of lightning in the direction you are pointing, which continually damages. Oh, you can like scan your, you can scan it. It's not a one shot. You can just sort of hose the area down. 5 mana per second. I can definitely burn through some mana with that bad boy. Cool. And then what's this other one? Ice statue. Freezes the target solid for 20 seconds or until broken out. The target cannot move or do anything while frozen, but it's also impervious to all damage. So that's a nice crowd control thing. Cool, cool. Alright, so I think we're going to pause here, and I'm going to do this with like 50 more spells, or actually 70, like 80 more spells. And then we will come back and talk some more about that and do some other stuff. I think I figured out where the wizard towers are. I thought for some reason there was one tower that looked like that in a vampire forest nearby, and I think there was a vampire or something in it. So I thought that those were vampire towers instead of wizard towers. And I flew by a couple other ones that I didn't see green dots for NPCs. So anyway, I wrote off those structures, and it turns out I think I know now what the wizard towers looks like, so we'll go visit actual wizards. Anyway, I will be back after I spend an hour or two playing around with identifying a bunch of spells. Alright, I am back with a progress report. I have identified all my apprentice spells. I just went through doing my normal trio of tests, which is clicking the ground 3 or 4 spots in front of me, clicking off in the air, and then clicking on a entity like a monster or what have you. This guy has been handy. One of the apprentice spells, say Spirit Wolf. He has a decent amount of health. He's not very powerful or anything, but he's persistent until he dies, apparently. So he makes a good target for spells. So there were 3 apprentice spells that gave me a bit of a hard time. So let's talk about those. Whirlwind was one. So that launches them into the air. For some reason it wasn't working when I tried it the first time. Divination. So Divination's a little weird in that the first time you ever use it, you get a... you get a message saying that that point is in another dimension or something weird like that. And then I shift right clicked because it sounded like it wanted to go to a point. So I shift right clicked on the ground and that set a point. And then I clicked it again and it sent a path. It gave me like a little line of lights to follow to get back to that spot. I'm not sure why it's not working now. Maybe I need to set a spot again? I don't know. Anyway, we'll have to read up on that one. But that one was a little weird. And Metamorphoses, this one was a little weird. So basically, the only reason I got this one was that when I was down to like 2 or 3 ones that I couldn't figure out, I looked at a spell list to try and figure out which ones I was missing, and I saw that Metamorphosis will actually change certain monsters to other certain monsters. So if we summon a zombie and then do Metamorphosis, we can turn it from a zombie into a husk. So that's sort of cool. And then we can send it flying with Whirlwind. Because that's good comedy. And then the last one, Pocket Furnace. So Pocket Furnace, what it does is it basically will smelt up to 5 things in your inventory that are smeltable, and then I guess it starts here looking for smeltables. And I didn't have anything in my inventory to smelt. So as soon as I read Pocket Furnace and what it did, I grabbed 5 cobblestone, and when I cast it, the 5 cobblestone turned into 5 smooth stone, and I discovered the spell. There's also a pocket workbench, but that one seemed to work fine, probably because I had something some recipe I could do in my, or maybe it doesn't even require something. It just gives you an in-house crafting table. It's similar to this thing, so it just gives you a little in-GUI crafting table to use, the pocket workbench. This guy's sort of cool, and you can like right-click him to get him to sit and stay, like a normal dog pet. Gonna sleep. So let's try the first round of advanced ones, and then I'll go back to doing this on my own. I don't want to like spoil a lot of the surprise if you're. I don't have time to basically, film and narrate all of it, but so let's see. We're gonna put these away. And so now I think I've got all of the apprentice ones done, and all of the novice ones done. So now I'm going to go get my box of advanced spells. I have a couple done that I know of. Satiety, which like makes it so you're not hungry, and Shulker Bullet, which that was one that I got from a quest reward, and I accidentally threw it in with my novice and tested it. But I'm going to go get that box and bring it over here, and we're going to test out some of those. And we'll go through the first round together, and then I'll finish it off because there's like 70 of them. And then I'll come back at the end and tell you which ones I had problems with. Be right back. Alright, I am back, and I am loaded up with so basically I used the sack of holding to grab my box of 70 advanced spells from over at my mob farm. Loaded in the first 5 of them. I should mention that you do got to be a bit careful. So some of these spell backfires are pretty nasty. Groups of 3 monsters will attack, and if one of them is a nasty boss, like for instance, I died once during this process because I didn't notice that one of the 3 monsters that got summoned during a backfire was a boss with reflecting, and I shot it with an arrow and one-shotted myself from the reflected damage. Another one that was annoying was I cast right about here. I cast something that backfired, and it made a 4x4x4 cube of water source blocks. So in other words, it created a flood. I had to break out my building tools and like right over it with cobblestone. Sorry, I'm blanking out. Anyway, so let's try some of these. So I usually start. Whoa, Ring of Fire. Is that good? This must be protective for me. Wonder how long it lasts. Wonder if it sets me on fire. Nope. Alright, well, let's go to the next one, see if something attacks us. Whoa! Alright, so that was a backfire. So let's cast that on an entity. Detonate. Alright. Thank you, Mr. Spirit Wolf. Sorry about that. Whoa, didn't mean to do that again. Fire resistance. That could be handy against dragons. Although I think I'm tough enough to take dragons pretty easily now. Fire skin. I assume that's like the fiery armor thing. Summon blaze. Nice. Alright, a bunch of fire stuff. Where's my dog? Gonna right click on him to get him to stay. Bunch of fire spells. Oops, and we are on this box now. And let's do one more round together. The fire ones are usually pretty easy to figure out, because they're usually just, you know, pretty straightforward damage type stuff. Okay, my blaze, like most of the combat summons, has disappeared. Blizzard, nice. That's the one I might use. Summon an Ice Wraith, yes please. Ice Shroud. Ice Charge. Oops. Alright, well this is going pretty fast, so let's keep going. Alright, up. Summon Lightning Wraith. Didn't I already do that? Oh no, that was probably a cold one. Frost Axe. So this summons a temporary weapon for you that ticks down in duration. There's some other weapons like that too. And tools. Invoke Weather. Not sure I like that. Okay, this one, when I click on the ground, isn't doing anything. If I click into space, it's not doing anything. Oh, Chain Lightning. Yay. I want that one. Lightning Bolt. Set stuff on fire, unfortunately. Alright, bunch of lightning stuff. Cool, that's my jam. Sorry, buddy. Sit down, I'll be back. Oops, I'm on this box. Where are we at? So I've used up, I think I had like 50 some of these. So I am using up a decent amount of these. I'll probably end up going through like a full stack or so doing this activity. Static Aura. Alright. Entrapment. Summon Wither. Oh, can I kill him? I can. Nice. There's my wither bone that I was looking for. I might go ahead and summon one and hit him with the mob. In fact, let's just go ahead and do that right now while I'm being crafty. Let's see, so we're going to go 4. We're going to go boom, summon a wither. And then we're going to go, hey buddy, where you going? It's a wither skeleton minion. I'm not sure it counts as a skeleton. Is it hostile? Nope. We'll probably, I need a bunch of Wither Skulls, obviously, to farm Nether Stars, and so we'll hold on to that for now and see if we can, we might see if that can be a good source of Wither Skulls for us if we make an industrial foregoing mob duplicator. Where were we? Let's see. Right, spell research. Ouch. Well, that didn't work. Casting in the sky is doing nothing. Mind control. I think I basically just made it hostile against my farm animals. Hey buddy, come back. Let's see. Ooh, lightning disc. Ooh, that's cool. Alright, that's it. Okay, so I'm going to pause here and finish up, and then I will report back. I want to go through all of these on camera. It'll take all episode. Come on, buddy. Sit down. It's okay. You were nice and calm, and now I think mind control made him like hostile against everything that's not me. Alright, so I still have an awful lot to work through, so I'm going to work through those, and I'll be back in a second to show you if I had problems with any of them. Okay, so that was another nasty spell effect. So I was standing here, and I cast it and it backfired, and it said, what did it say? It said, the ground collapses beneath you. And basically I dropped down into here and was in solid blocks, so started taking damage. So I had to like grab my my pickaxe and dig up and then jump out. That was alarming. Okay, let's try that one again. Slime. Alright. Oh no, not this effect again. This is that nasty one I was telling you about. It basically makes a huge amount of water stuff that you got to fix up. Where's my building tool? I do not like that one. And since you tend to get the same kinds of backfires for the same spell, I might hold off on that one. I haven't shot at the dog yet, so we'll do that. Let's go ahead and let's see. Well, first of all, I don't know if you're done being aggro, but let's get you away from the door. Good dog. Now sit there while I test this spell on you. It won't hurt a bit. Gosh darn it. That might be a candidate for, well, I'll tell you what, I'll what a mess. I'm going to go ahead and go heaps more. And now I need food. Yes, I know. That and the one that blows all the stuff out of your inventory onto the ground are my two least favorite. This one because it's a pain in the butt to clean up, and the other one because I'm always paranoid I'm going to forget and miss something and lose an item. And a lot of my items I do not want to lose. Like, say, this pickaxe. If I were to lose that pickaxe, I might have to try and do a game restore. That would upset me greatly. Alright, so I think we're going to stop playing with that one. That might be a candidate for if I can't tell what it is from the spell list, and then, you know, have pretty good confidence that I know how to discover it, then I may use one of my scrolls of on it. Okay, I'll be back. Just a brief note, here's an interesting one. So phase step lets you do a little short ender jump through a wall. So I wonder if we can break into some of those dread fortresses and whatnot. Pretty cool. Some of the sorcery ones, these green ones that are, you know, more sort of telekinetic, magic-y kind of things as opposed to elemental are hard to figure out. But anyway, we're getting through them. Be right back. So another update. I got a spell effect of Cursive Undeath on myself, which is one of the more annoying ones, apparently. Basically, it makes me take sun damage like an undead would. Now, I think there is a healing spell that will take it off, but I haven't identified it yet, so it's probably one of the ones that I used before this got caught on me. So I have unfortunately got I have unfortunately got 9 of these advanced ones that I haven't figured out yet. So I'm waiting for the sun to go down because it wasn't doing any damage. It happened right as night fell and I wasn't paying attention. And I didn't really notice when the sun came up until, I mean, I knew I had it on me and I expected to start burning when the sun came up until I realized I have a helmet on, so my helmet was taking a lot of durability when the sun came up. And I saw the little icon of it appearing, being damaged, and went, oh crap, and ran inside. So that's where we're at now. I'm going back through some of these are like the first 5 ones that I did not identify in advance, and I'm hoping one of these is a healing spell that will remove curses, that will now work because I have a curse on me to remove. Anyway, I'll be back when it's dark out. So while I'm waiting for the sun to set, I'm trying to sort of suss out which spell it might be. So if I open this up, you can see that you know, you tend to get the fire ones together. So this first one is probably, that I can't figure out, is probably a fire or a frost one. I forget what damage it did to me. I might actually be able to tell. So it was after fire skin. Fire skin, summon blaze, blizzard. Oops. Let's see, so if I come in here, that might be Summon Blaze and I might not have gotten credit for it. That does happen occasionally. So that one might be Summon Blaze. And then the one that I think might be the heal spell. So these are a couple of sorcery ones probably that I missed. Another one. Okay, so healing aura, force field, iron flesh, transients. So this one here with the little sort of not so smiley face at the start of it. This guy is the one that might be a healing spell, which will take off that curse. So yeah, this guy here, I've got it loaded up. I still don't want to cast it in my base, and it's almost time. So what can I say about these? Some of these are totally cool. They're sort of situational, so I don't know that I would actually use them much, but still pretty darn cool. Water breathing, that's cool. I thought that might be one of the ones I missed because I thought you might need to be in water to cast it. The Summon the Spirit Horse, since I don't have a lot of run speed buff, that is sort of cool. It's like a temporary ghost mount that you can get on and ride around. Invisibility is cool. Phase step we talked about, you can actually teleport, blink through a wall. Decoy is cool, it makes a duplicate of yourself. Cursive soul binding, now that one I'm not 100% sure of. I think whatever happens to what you cast it on happens to you, so that's not necessarily a good thing. I'll have to read that one. In fact, let's read that one while we're waiting for the sun to come up. Causes the target soul to be inextricably bound to that of the caster, meaning all damage dealt to the caster is also dealt to the victim. Lasts until either the victim or the caster dies. Alright, so against a boss, you could put that on there, and if the boss is whooping you, then it'll be taking damage too. So that's sort of cool. Cobwebs, decoy, Vex swarm. So Vex are those little sort of almost look like evil cherubs, little winged ghost guys that we got a mob spawner from. Some of those have appeared on me and attacked me while I've been backfiring spells. But this gives you I think like 5 of them to fight for you. Dragon Fireball is of course cool. So here's a couple more that might be healing spells. So the little crying emoji and the one that looks like a Y. Do I have both of those loaded up? No. Well, we're going to start with the one that I think it probably is, since it happened early. And it's nighttime now. So if we come out here, we're looking for the not so smiley face, this guy. Hey, greater heal, and it did not get rid of my curse. Well, drat. Back to the drawing board. Alright, so that one we got figured out. So these two might also be healing spells. So that one, I want to take out, still haven't figured out what's where. Not sure which slot is which. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, so the two that I think might also be healing spells are in there. This one. Oops. Not this one, this one. It's not doing anything, so that's not it. And this one. It's also not doing anything. Aha, group heal. So that was one. I just had to hurt the dog to get it to go. Yeesh. Alright, so I have a bunch of identification spells. So it might be about time to start identifying stuff, because most of these are fairly easy to figure out. So I'm still missing all of these bad boys, I think. Let's see, let's double check. Let's throw them all back up there and just go back through this. So this guy... Not that guy. Couple of those. Those generic sorcery ones are sometimes a pain to figure out. Okay, so we've got 7. I think I've only got 6 identifies. But that'll narrow it down. I think if I'm only missing one spell, I'll be able to, try and find a spell list for these and figure out which one I'm missing. So where are my identifications? Oh, I got them in my hand. So how do these things work? Maybe something like this. Flaming axe. Alright. That should have been an easy one to get. Spider swarm. That one should have also been easy. Transportation. Oh, this was one. So I got an error message on this guy that didn't have a stone circle selected. So that's, I'm thinking those stone circles, nothing to identify. So that one was just glitched. I got a message that I had learned Spectral Pathway, but no book lit up. So this is like, it makes those ghost blocks, but it makes like a bridge of them, like a 3 by several long bridge of them. So I think the fact that I didn't get credit for learning that was sort of glitchy. Conjure armor. Okay, so I was wearing armor, so that's probably why that one didn't show up. It probably gives you, like, fills up a bunch of spectral armor here. Arcane lock. And... oh, here we go. Remove curse! Yay, with our last scroll. And somehow I managed to get them all. I don't think it consumed a scroll when I did Spectral Pathway, because I think I really knew that. But anyway, that worked out perfect. The only thing I have left is my master spell. So let's get that out. So now we want to send all that stuff back up there, except remove curse. And we want to help whatever my master one is. It's a cool one, like all the lightning or something like that. So now we're going to go to remove curse. Yay, and I no longer have the curse of death on me. Fantastic. Mission accomplished. Going to take a little bit of repairing on my helmet, but Mission accomplished. So now we just have our master. Summon Shadow Wraith. Ooh, it's a loud sucker. Alrighty. There we go. We have identified all of our spells. Master. Just double check, make sure I didn't miss any here. Agility is cool. That one gives you basically a run speed buff. I liked that. I think we're in business. Excellent. Now, I think we're close to no longer needing the mob farm. As in, I think we can turn it off soon, which is probably a good thing, because I don't want to make any more. I've made a disturbing amount of emerald and gold expansions for slots here, and I don't really care to. Look at that. I love knowing what these are. So now we know what all these are. I haven't seen any masters drop. I don't know if they can drop, so I'm going to assume they probably can't, because I've run this a lot over the last 2.5 days. I was in almost non-stop. Nice. All of that is garbage. Probably what I'll do is make a connection to a garbage can. And then what I'll do is I'll momentarily stop things coming out of here. And then I will redstone click the garbage can and send everything in here to there. And we should be good to go. So we'll just double check our sharpness 5. I'll rescue that from the trash can. So we're good to go. I love it. Now what? Everything is under control here. So let's run back downstairs. So now what I need to do is sort of just pick the spells that I actually want to play around with. The wands seem to be doing fine. It's not like I'm losing anything. So now the only question I have is, there are upgrades to the wands, wand storage upgrades and whatnot, and I need to figure out if those are reversible. If you can take them out and put them in, well then heck, I can use whatever wand I want, because I don't have to worry about leveling it, because I don't need to level it. I've got the Master Storm, the Master Sorcerer. Which ones do I have? Got a bunch of Master Healers. Master Ice. Okay, I do not have a Master Necromancer. Alright, so we're probably going to let the mob farm go a little bit longer. We'd like to get a Master Necromancer and a Master Pyromancer. Let's see, we got Sorcerer, Healer, Ice, storm, so we need a master earth one as well. Might as well let the mob farm do its work. Get those. But if we can take these in and out, let's see if the book tells us. If we can take those upgrades in and out, then we can just swap to whatever we're in the mood for whenever we are in the mood. Where's my book? Probably put it somewhere safe. Which is always a problem. Is that it? No, that's my Tome of Knowledge. There it is. I'm just blind. It's late. I'm tired. Let's open this up and let's go to Wands. See if it talks about upgrades. Upgrading wands. To upgrade your wand, you will need a Tome of Arcana of the oh no, that's upgrading it to a better tier. We want to do putting in the bonus stuff. I love this mod. I think it's totally fun and cool. The only thing I'll say about it is that stuff doesn't necessarily unlock when and where I expect it to. So I'm not quite sure. But anyway, we'll go find a... I'm going to pause here, see how much time we have left in this episode. And I'm getting a little tired, but I might be able to just run out and find... I think I know exactly where a wizard tower is. So we might go see if we can get a wizard and buy an upgrade and see if you can put them in and out. We'll try and figure out the rules for those upgrades. If they're modular and replaceable, then we can do whichever one of these we want. Ice and Storm are probably going to be my two favorite, although it's going to be hard to resist probably the good AE effects of the fire, even if I am setting stuff on fire that I don't like to. So let me see how much time we've got left. Throw this crap in here. Put these wands back up there. And I'll be right back. Alright, so I loaded up some spells that I think might be fun. And I think that is a wizard tower over there. I think they are the ones with that look vaguely like this, of various different shapes. But I think the uniting factor is that... Is there an eclipse? There's a miserable eclipse. I happen to set out right in the middle of an eclipse. I'll be back. Oh, hey, there's one of those big, it's like a Trollinger or something over there. Those guys are nasty. I'm going to see if I can one-shot it, and I can. Sweet! I think that was a Trollinger. The reason those are nasty is not only are they tough, but they, when they sense you and come after you, they'll destroy blocks. So they are destructive and annoying, griefing little suckers. So the eclipse is clearing up. One of the backfire effects I got from doing a spell wrong was that it turned to night in the middle of the day, and it stayed that way for a while, and I was like, what the heck? So I had to go sleep. It was like 3, and according to the clock of the game, it was like 3 or so, and I had to go sleep to make the sun come up. It was really weird. Anyway, as I was saying, I think the wizard towers are these towers. They come in different sizes. This is a tall, skinny one. I think there are shorter, wider ones and multi-pronged ones. But the thing they have in common is a pointy terracotta roof of different colors, according to Google, and according to what I've seen once I recognize these. So he's going to be up at the top in theory. We're going to go ahead and land here. Who lives here? Quest completed. Aha. So this is the right place. I thought this was a vampire tower. So he appears to be friendly, or not. He is firing at me. How rude. Dude, Don't you know that I am a master mage? Maybe it's because I broke his roof. Alright, well, heck with you, buddy. He cast a... See, he's an earth mage, and one of the ones is slime, which I didn't know what it did. And it does the brain slime effect, like those pink slimes on the beaches that get on your head, and then you gotta sort of whack them off. That sounded wrong. Anyway, so I may have pissed him off by breaking his roof, so note to self, come in through the main door on the next guy. And I did not have a cursed halo to get him with. So I'm sorry, dude, that was rude of me. What can I say? I'm a murder hobo. But anyway, this is what they look like. We got free books. And we got a free arcane workbench. I'll pick up an extra one of those just in case. Oh, and I got quests for it. I didn't have the... Oh, I would have had to have picked up mine because the quest wasn't unlocked when I made mine. Yeah, so I made mine before I made my wand. So now we've got that. Let's go ahead and do this. Yay. And go ahead and do this. Yay. And trade with a wizard. Yeah, okay, we'll try to be nicer to the next one. Not knock a hole in his wall to say hello. If that's what did it. I might have hit him with my mining pick. I probably did. And it's about time for us to go to the Twilight Forest for two reasons. One, I want to mine a bunch of Certus quartz and make an AE system. Get into some actual digital storage and auto crafting. Since my over the last day of play, my inventory is getting a little carried away. It was fine for a long time, but now I really sort of want to have everything figured out. So we can go that direction. So we can make one of those. And we can just make one of these, I think. A medium mana flask. I think there's a recipe for it. A spell book. Oh, we can make magic missile. I can do that. We got them as a drop, so I haven't needed to, but so that one's an easy one to do. And the apprentice wand, we'll get credit for that. So we should open up a lot of those things. Time is late on this episode. The duration is going on and on. So I'm going to go ahead and call it here. Go downstairs and see where the door is, so I don't accidentally whack the next guy. Alright, simple enough. So I'm going to bust out those quests and make a Twilight Forest portal somewhere. And next episode we'll do a breach of the Twilight Forest, set up a little base there. I think I took a glance at the config files, and it also has I think things are a little buffed there. So I'm not sure it's going to be as easy as I'm used to in the Twilight Forest. So we'll be prepared for that. And I might do some exploring in between episodes and testing out. Right now I've got Greater Heal, because that seems handy, and then a bunch of lightning spells in there. I want to test them out, see if any of them are good area effect. So basically in between episodes, that's probably what I'll do, is play around with a lot of the cold, and I think sorcery has like an arrow rain spell that looks cool. But anyway, I'm going to try some of the AE ones, and I really want, that's one of the things I like most, is a good summons. Because I like having summoned pets fight for me as a distraction. And then a good AE for when I get swarmed by critters. Those are probably going to be my top two ones, deciding which spells I like the best there. And our dog's still here. This guy's pretty cool. I also got a bot back into the nether. When I went to the nether the first time, I had forgotten to take my pickaxes up to cobalt mining level. So I got to bot back in there and grab some Ardite and cobalt, make some Manulin. I think that's going to be a few more quests for me. And we might go ahead and breach the Beneath. I now have so much of this stuff, which is going to be good. I have so much refined obsidian and so much refined glowstone that as soon as I get some osmium, I'll have Osgil glass for days. And I love me some Osgil glass. I put it on all my tinker tools, not only because it's a strong material, but also because it allows you to set port points and port around with them. I like that. Yeah, so that's what's coming up. Anyway, I'm babbling because it's late and I'm tired, but lots accomplished today. We have all the spells that we have unlocked, and basically now we're just missing the rest of the masters, which I think a lot of those we're going to have to end up trading for with wizards. So that's why I made a bunch of golden lassos. We'll get friendly ones that I hopefully don't hit with a mining pick while I'm breaking their roof and to come see them. We'll get a bunch of friendlies in here, and we might make a little wizard jail for them, or maybe something a little nicer, and leave them all there for us to trade with them. And we'll get a few more identification spells, and we want to get into the upgrades. So these guys, I need to figure out how these work. The wand upgrades. Storage makes you have more mana storage. Siphon. Oh, you can actually sort of mana steal from things you kill with it. This is sort of like a mending of mana. That's cool. Range upgrade. That's going to be cool, probably. Duration. So if I was going to go like do a lot of summoning spells, that would be really cool. Spell cooldown. Ooh, that could be good. I do like to spam my attacks. I've never met an attack I didn't like to spam. Upgrades the area effective spells cast by a wand. So one of the things I want to do is do like, area effect stuff. And usually when I'm swarmed, stuff is all around me, so I don't necessarily want to do a distant area effect. I want to do something which I think one of the cold ones makes a big old thing around you of cold that may affect hostiles but not you. I gotta double check. Attunement upgrade makes it more spells that you can put into it. That would be lovely. And melee upgrade so you can smack people with it. That would be cool too, because I'm not very good at switching between weapons in the middle of a fight. So I think we can buy those from merchants, so we are going to try and get some of that stuff. And then we might be able to play around a bit with some of the armor too. I think the armor itself isn't that good, but then I think there are amulets which can help out to make it not so suck. But we'll see. Anyway, I'm babbling at this point. Like I said, it's late, so I'm repeating myself and babbling and going on and 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 on. So I'm going to go to bed now, and thanks for watching, and we'll talk again later. Bye.